If you've ever lost a customer in a business setting where you needed to get them back, especially in trucking and logistics, things do happen. Things do sometimes go wrong where there is a service failure. You could be late for pickup, you could be late for delivery, it could be an in transit issue where you're not getting your customer the quality of service that they are looking for. So there's a variety of things that could be considered a service failure or you not working up to what your customer is looking for. One of the best ways to get a customer back if you ever decide to actually reach back out to them and try to get them on board with your company again is definitely to fill out a corrective action report. I would highly recommend doing a corrective action report every single time you have a problem with a shipment or a load that you needed to pick up or you did pick up and then something went wrong along the way. So it is the best way to do this because what happens is you show the shipper, that is your customer, or you show the broker if it was a brokered load to you, that you truly do care about what went on and what transpired, and that you care about the shipment as much as they do at the very minimum, or maybe even more than they do. So, a way you can do this is by filling out a corrective action plan. You should have these reports available for you at a moment's notice. So, anytime such things happen, no matter how small the issue is, if it's an issue for your customer where they really didn't like what transpired, these corrective action plans can be used, these reports can be filled out, so that way you can show your customer that you are legitimately doing your job as a service provider. Now, of course, they're very good to do, especially after the fact, if your customer says, you know what, this is very unacceptable. We can't do business until you fix something in your operation. It could be your selection process of your carriers if you're a broker, or it could be just the way that you communicate if you're a carrier. Maybe you don't communicate enough, and this is what has led down this route of corrective action. So, how the corrective action plan works is it is a documentation that is used in quality management that outlines a set of steps for addressing issues and gaps in business operations and processes that could negatively impact the business as a whole. And it describes the approach for resolving an issue that interferes with reaching company goals. So the corrective action plan should be a specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and also time-bound approach, and it includes a time frame, costs associated to this, and also signatories to confirm that yes, we are going to take the approach that we said we're going to take, or we have already implemented this in our processes and this is what we've done. Okay, so the best way to do this is to go about it and answer the what, the who, the when and how often, and also the where and how. So it's a really good, it's 4 W's and 2 H's essentially. That's the format. And it can be helpful in designing a more comprehensive corrective action plan so that these things that did occur don't occur again. Okay, so on the what front, you're trying to explain to the customer what should be done to correct the issue. In other words, you've identified the issue, you've seen where you made a mistake, and now you're explaining to them what should have transpired and what should be done moving forward so that this does not happen again. On the who front, who should be responsible for implementing these corrective actions? Okay, so in other words, if you're a freight broker and you go to a shipper and you tell them, we made this mistake, now our operations team or our carrier sales team will go about a vetting process to confirm and verify every single carrier in depth that we select to run one of your loads. They should be pre-verified. However, if it is a new carrier that is going to be running one of your loads, we are going to verify them to the utmost highest quality and standards. And we're doing this by doing this, this, and this. Okay, so that is the who front of the equation. The when and how often should the corrective actions be carried out is a way to show them a corrective action plan in terms of what steps are you going to take if by some small percentage chance that all of your vetting and all of your verifications and all of your attempts have failed, the when and how often should the corrective action plan be carried out will take you down the route of you explaining to your customer what's going to happen if it happens again. What are the step 2, step 3, step 10 that you're going to take to confirm that and affirm that you will still uphold service level agreements no matter what. In addition to this, the where should also be answered. So, where should the corrective action documentation take place? Okay? And this is a way for you to explain to them, like, if it happens here, this is how we're going to handle it. If it happens in transit, this is how we're going to handle it. If it happens after the fact at delivery, this is how we're going to handle it. If it happens in the billing cycle, if that's a problem, this is how we're going to handle it. In addition to this, you also want to talk to your customer and explain to them, write for them, how can you make sure that these corrective actions prevent reoccurrence? And this is probably one of the most important parts, and I left the best for last, and that's to make sure that you explain to them what you've implemented thus far since that error took place, so that this thing does not happen again. This issue, this service failure does not happen again. So something like that could be, let's say you failed to pick up on time and that led to a delay for delivery. You can explain to them how you've managed to get, if you're a freight broker, the right carriers on your team by verifying their on-time performance, by keeping a track of their on-time performance, and by making sure that the communication is held to the utmost highest level regard possible for your customer. And if you take this professional approach, your customers will be more likely, more willing to give you a shot at trying to run this shipment or shipments in the future again. And they will give you an opportunity to prove yourself because you're taking a professional step forward to really build a culture of winners in your service. Okay, to build a culture of almost a no-fail policy. And you're also showing them that if you do fail, this is what's going to happen so that we can correct it as soon as possible, because you have and will identify exactly where it went wrong. And this is very good to use also for carriers because of your communication. But the number one policy when it comes to communication with shippers and brokers for you carriers out there and truckers is honesty is the best policy. So make sure you're just being honest into what happened. If you have a flat tire, shippers will understand. Okay, if there's traffic, shippers will understand. Okay, if you got pulled over by the Ministry of Transportation or the Department of Transportation, the shippers will also understand this. But still fill out, no matter how small the issue is, fill out a corrective action report anytime you fall below the 100% for on-time performance. And you'll never have to worry about losing a customer, because people will see that there is a balance between the service and price that you offer to them, and that when things do go wrong, you still have their back. You are still there to show them that you are the absolute best at what you do. Okay? So again, best way to go about it is first briefly describe the issue that went on and explain to them how you're going to move forward to make sure that you decrease these errors in the future, in the near future. Also explain to them what will be done, the action steps. Okay? In addition to this, why will it be done? Justification or reason for it being done. In addition to this, where it will be done. Will it be your operations team? Will it be your carrier sales team? Will it be upper management? Will it be your carrier vetting team? Will it be your billing team? Where will this corrective action take place to fix the root cause of the issue? And also, like I said, when will it be done? Who will do it? How will it be done? What is the method? What is the process? Maybe you're paying into a service for vetting, or paying into a service for better billing, for quality billing, or paying into additional service for tracking, visibility of shipments. And explain to them How much? How much are you going to invest in this problem from a monetary perspective? Okay? If you guys take this approach, I will guarantee you that your customers will give you an opportunity to service them again. There are services out there. We provide that service. If you need our assistance in filling out corrective action reports or getting you to a stage of comfortability to send a professional statement to your customer, you can reach out to us for that as well, or utilize what I have just said in this video to create and write your own. In any case, I hope you liked this video. If you found it enjoyable, if you found it like it is something of use for your trucking company or freight brokerage or freight forwarding agency even, give it a like, give it a share, give it a comment, and let's spread it to as many people as possible so we can be a positive influence in this industry to make sure that everything is done in the most professional setting possible. Thank you very much, and looking forward to your feedback. Thank you.